he might actually think that he is behind at this point. And there it goes, a third base being thrown down. So I definitely think that TLO believes that Hasu has a third base. Hasu now getting his own third base. And he is going to try and push up here. He does not have any more phoenixes to spot the high ground. So these turrets will not go down freely. Not many sentries in this army, which is particular. No force fields. I guess it's when people didn't know that force fields were that overpowered. And really that single phoenix does go down. These battle cruisers slowly making their way on the high ground to actually thwart away this huge stalker zealot army. Now fortifying the watchtower with a pylon and a cannon. I really like this play. I don't think we see it enough nowadays, because this will actually permit him to keep control of the center in the map and reinforce so much faster. This cannon will prevent like a single marine from coming here and actually controlling the watchtower. Third base is almost done for both these players. TLO is going to have to lift it up. Meanwhile, Hasu Ubs, you can see Harvester tab, 6248 Harvesters. So TLO definitely ahead, but oversaturating two bases, never good. Well, it's kind of decent. He will have to transfer about half these workers to that third base as soon as it's up and running. Meanwhile, Hasu will be transferring his own workers and producing even more to saturate that third base. Weapons level 1 for Hasu. Again, very, very late upgrades at this point. Blue Flame that doesn't have a Blue Flame icon coming up for TLO, so you will be trying to abuse those Hellions a bit more. Nice drop here, but again, with that Khydarian armlet, he just warps in a High Templar and storms the drop. So not doing as much damage as he could have there. Gonna be chased away by a stalker. Meanwhile, a nice engagement here at the third base of TLO. It does go down, so Hasu actually taking quite the advantage here, killing that base and going back and picking away more supply depots. These High Templars have enough for feedback. Yamato gun actually uses up a lot of energy, so feedback could be very useful on these battle cruisers, doing a lot of damage. This battle cruisers can actually take 200 damage straight up from a feedback, so definitely worth it. A lot more than Storm. So look for feedbacks on those battle cruisers. One dropship actually being forgotten up here by TLO. These stalkers won't actually chase away. They don't know about it. And Hasu is really looking so good at this point. TLO just now rebuilding his third base. And, well, I don't know what to say anymore. Throwing down a lot more gateways. Hasu is in a commanding lead. Army tabs, we can see 142 to 127 supply. Actually, TLO has quite the army. I guess it's these battle cruisers. They are so supply expensive. They are 6 supply each. But Hasu is on 3 bases. You can see the income tab will actually favor him a lot despite those mules mining at the expansion. The main base is mined out by TLO and not quite mined out by Hasu, but it will soon be mined out. So really one single base for TLO, now just dropping a lot more mules and long distance mining this base. And Hasu will try and engage here, and this is actually well fortified by TLO, and this might do a lot of damage. Feedback on these battle cruisers are a must. The Yamato cannon actually go down on the stalkers, not being able to feedback before they were launched. That could have done a lot more damage. Nice storms on the entire army, but TLO just cleaning this up will be able to push into the natural expansion of Hasu. These gateways not yet warped into warp gates just yet. To look for that to happen right now. And TLO cleaning this up quite convincingly. The army tab shows 144 to 99 supply for TLO, so he's actually in the lead. And now that this third base is back up, really that was not a good engagement by Hasu. Just jumping into these siege tanks while they are siege. They have 80 health apiece, and how did that happen? All of them have exactly half health. Probably a storm went on. All these tanks did 80 damage per tank, and that's it. So that's probably what happened to get all these tanks at exactly 80 health, exactly half their health. And Hasu actually going to try and poke up here. We haven't seen the best blink control. Blinking up, that was one aggressive blink, and that was one mistake. Also, you don't want to blink aggressively like this. You actually want to walk up and blink back when you have to retreat, because he did lose a lot of stalkers here. Both these players have their money quite high, especially Hasu Abs has actually more than 1,000 minerals saved up. Now getting the gold base, he will get that advantage eventually. And really, the Terran player TLO has 3 battle cruisers, a lot of tanks, a lot of marines and marauders. This is just such a great composition actually to deal with this. These Templars are able to feed back the battle cruisers, but the most damage they can do is actually just 200, which isn't even half of their health. These battle cruisers are so bulky. He does have weapons level 1 for them. He doesn't have any upgrades for his tanks or his bio. Meanwhile, Hasu Abs actually has 2-1 on his stalkers. He will be able to chase away this marine running for his life, being blink up on top of him. These stalkers just blinking on top of him, and that can't be a good feeling. Imagine walking down the street and you just get blinked in by all these stalkers, and again, a very aggressive blink. Did we see a Yamato cannon on a tank, or was that a stalker on the high ground? Anyways, imagine all these stalkers just blinking around you and going, oops, that can't be a good feeling. Mothership in production for Hasu. This Nexus is culling it down with that sweet animation on top of it. And we are seeing quite some nice army compositions. This Vortex could actually do a lot of damage. And this is before the Vortex was patched. So I would love to see an Archon toilet. I don't think that people have actually figured out that the Archon toilet existed during this patch. So not going to see this, but actually the Vortex with some storms on top of it could be devastating at this point. I think that people have at least figured that out. I really miss the Archon toilet. I was not sad when people Archon toileted me, because it was so awesome to actually watch. And especially as a Zerg, I mean, you just die in an instant. I don't miss it. I do miss it because it was so awesome to watch. Archons are the best unit ever. I'm sorry, but they just look like big marshmallows, which is awesome. Because who doesn't love marshmallows? Anyways, Hasu is still controlling the map at this point. TLO gonna be slowly pushing forward with these 5 battle cruisers and this handful of tanks and marines. I think he's gonna go for the gold base. This time Hasu actually not blinking forward, blinking back as you should be. And this, I think he just figured it out. He's like, oh man, you have to blink it back with the stalkers, not blink forward, because that can be devastating. And blinking forward once again, being very aggressive. The tank's not in position though, so this is actually great by Hasu, figuring that out and catching all these battle cruisers off guard. Killing 3 battle cruisers is very good. Nice storms on the rest of these marines. They will all die. Look at all these marines in the deep red. They are all dead, so that was awesome storms. One Archon warping in at the front of the battle. It is going to get picked off though. These battle cruisers are so bulky. Nice blink micro by Hasu, actually blinking back these injured stalkers. Gonna take down a battle cruisers and then go back home. This Archon will not live very long. I don't know if who's gonna actually come ahead. EMP on the stalkers is gonna force them to actually retreat back home. More warping in on the high ground. This High Templar will storm the battle cruiser. Meanwhile, these stalkers will be able to pick him off. He has 1 health left. It does go down, blinking forward on top of the tank, and this is just great by Hasu, actually killing a lot of TLO's army. The army tab showing 134 to 134 Hasu. He does have the gold base and a mothership. Meanwhile, he is producing carriers at this point, so again, more epic units, and this has been a great game. I love this old game. Seeing the progress in the game is just great. You see more carriers by TLO, and I actually think that I saw this game before. I think that this orbital command should actually be 1 square to the right. I don't think TLO actually managed to ping going out on the mothership. I don't think he landed this correctly. Am I wrong, or am I just hallucinating this? This geyser seems a lot closer to this one. I mean, anyways, doesn't really matter. Might force 4 guys on the geyser instead. But now 2 carriers and a mothership. I can't wait to see what actually happens with this mothership. I don't think we'll be seeing mass recall because the 2 bases are so close to each other. Hasu will actually try to engage into the tanks once again. That is a lot of Marines back here. They are not in the best positions. These carriers are actually doing huge damage, and this is when he's going to figure out that carriers are no good against Marines. These interceptors actually die so fast, I can't even select one, but they die so fast to the Marines, it is actually very useless. You can see that both these carriers only have 1 interceptor left. The battle cruisers are actually joining back in with the army and will be able to secure this gold base, at least for now. The mothership hasn't done anything as of yet. I think he got a glimpse of that with that last scan. And Terran ship level 3, Terran ship planing level 2, and Terran infantry weapons level 2 going up for TLO. Nice feedback on the battle cruisers once again. And meanwhile, Protoss air weapons level 1 as well as ground weapons level 2 going up. And air weapons are actually so good for these interceptors because 5 damage, they do +1 damage, but there are 8 interceptors, so that is actually +8 damage on the carriers. Anyways, a huge engagement here. The mothership not doing much except cloaking at this point. Still no vortex, no abilities, and this mothership is actually shooting. Is this the normal mothership attack, or did they change this? Actually, now throwing down a vortex, the mothership is actually changes when it vortexes. You can see that animation is quite cool. These Marines are going to be able to clean this up because carriers really, really suck against Marines. Seriously. Going to focus down the mother.